Yes, good afternoon, everyone. Yes, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Yardy Links. And today we have a lot to discuss. But first, let me apologize for our hosts that are not here, Rory and Jason, who could not make it this afternoon because, of course, Rory there was some part in Jamaica broke him neck for reach, so we don't know if him are reaching time. But we have the show has to go on, and of course, Jason too has other engagements. But of course, we want to thank
Before you
Grinian.
start, why are we wearing your glasses before you go, brother? What happened?
Oh, why me not shades today? Me not morning, aside the dead today.
What happened?
You understand? Yeah.
What happened? Who
Funeral,
then?
yeah, me go attend the funeral for Man United, cause them the only get they don't get one or two from Liverpool, them get all a 7-0. You understand? So
7-0.
7-0 them pick up. So you don't know it go. So it
Hush,
go.
then,
Yeah,
hush.
yeah, man. And
No, means a Chelsea man.
No
Not
Man U supporter not there, so but
and
you
I'm
don't
not.
know.
Yeah.
Anybody there, Man U supporter, you don't know it go.
Really, the
Some of
promise.
them things happen. So of course, we are gonna be fleshing out some stuff today, and we want to look at we have bigger fish to fry, and we know say there's some recent happenings in Jamaica. One is the fact that Canada will be selling weed to Jamaica, or we say marijuana. We have all kind of names that we
Ganja.
call ganja.
Jamaica buy ganja from Canada.
Yeah, cannabis, you know say. You don't know. So we have to talk about that. And the next issue we're gonna discuss is why some of us migrate to other foreign countries, and was it worth it? So
Canada, Marlon Ashna come from?
I think so.
Who?
Marlon Ashna.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know him?
You hear about him?
No.
Wait, them big tune man say sing say a ganja farmer.
Is that a serious thing?
Yeah, well, I know Canada him come from.
I have to go Google him. I have to go Google him and check him out. But yes,
Me
people,
say we can find a piece of
me take off the shades, yeah. Because God know, you don't know it go. Me feel if a Man United today. But anyways, people, we're gonna talk about the thing what happened with Jamaica and the Canada thing and the whole issue of us deciding to allow them to import cannabis to us when we don't have we farmers and I don't know a plant ganja, a plant weed. We have enough of that to go on in the country. We have lands, acres of land with all of that. So what is the motive behind us deciding to partner with Canada on this whole issue? So before we dive into it, I want to find out from the people if you don't ever have any if you never touch the weed yet and how we make you feel. Anybody here ever decides say, boy, I want to use it in a cake. People try it in a cake and all kind of things, So we want to know if any of our subscribers or anybody. Yes, edibles. Yeah, you don't know. And of course, when I tell me say I want to try it, because me say, boy, it tastes good. But the repercussions you have to go deal with, because me say, boy, some people are drop and some people are drop like fly after them taste it. Some people get high. But never tried it before. Anybody have tried it before? Make we know. No, but let me hear.
No, never tried it before. Yeah, not in any form. Smoking, eating, drink, whatever form it comes in. But I think people, well, from my little knowledge of it, people, fainting from it is probably just due to tolerance level and how potent the content was. But last time I checked, weed on its own never kill nobody.
Yeah.
Somebody prove me wrong.
Mm-hmm. But the thing about it, we need to look at the benefits of it, because people say, boy, I smoke weed, and why are we trying to allow them to import weed to us? What kind of benefits it have? So we're gonna look at that as well. But
although I didn't read the story about importing weed, but that weed have different strains or strands, whatever the correct term is. So would it be possible that this is what they're trying to get? Is it a one-off thing, or is it a permanent business plan them have in place?
Yeah,
they're going to be importing this to Jamaica for sale to tourists and all of these things.
My biggest issue with this is the fact that how are we allowing a country where we cannot import to
That is the
be
thing.
importing
We too.
marijuana, something that we are known for the senses in our own country. We're importing something like that. It doesn't add up to me at
Yeah.
all. I'm not sure if it's some
if
deal or something that if you allow this, then we will do this,
Dude.
but it should never be the case.
maybe
I think there's some monetary gains.
If it was me and me a politician and like me, you know my political views already.
Yeah,
If
man.
I was
Anything
a
for the money.
politician and somebody from overseas approached me and say, "Yo, this will benefit your family in the back end," like did I do it? But I set it up and make them import weed and do that, and then me and my family and friends them reap something on the back. I say that nobody do. There might be some real business I go on, but if I was a politician, I don't have time to do this. That is what I would have done.
So you look for the monetary gains. The monetary gains you look at, yeah?
Yeah, man. Remember, me wouldn't go into politics to really, really, truly because I want to benefit the countries, because I want to benefit my friends and my family. That is one of the quickest ways you can go in. It's a disguise if you manipulate the system so that you can get away from these high level crimes where I go on.
Oh, so
the operative word there is quickest way of getting money, because that's the problem with Jamaicans on a whole. Our whole government system, not just one side, one party, but the whole government system, right? Everybody is just thinking about the next day for fat up them pocket. They're not looking at the long run of how is the country going to benefit. We've already sold out so much of the country as it is, just because we're so blindsided by that quick cash, get money now. But then what happened in the long run? All of these places that are making these deals are looking way ahead in the future to say, how can we profit from it? You get me? So why are we so blind?
Yeah, since I've traveled overseas and live, I realize that the politicians don't only steal money or do bad things. On top of that, in these countries, like you call first world countries, they still implement policies and things that will benefit their future generations. Them not just put up a little road sign and pay a man to build a road and illegally. Them actually do it properly, but at the same time, they make sure so they make money for themselves. But you can see policies being implemented that will benefit their future generations. And them, like looking at Jamaica, they probably just look and be like, Jamaica weed is so good. We have to put something in place to make sure so we get ours in there, because people will just strictly buy from Jamaica.
So before we go into the meat of the matter, and you ever smoke weed before, Leon? Or if you never touched weed before? Because me Rory said never smoke one night life, a day and life. You never touch it before.
When I was a kid, I was around year 8, so about maybe 13 years old.
As a kid, you're a goat, man. They love to talk about you as a kid.
Yeah, a goat kid. I mean a goat kid. A ram goat, I know. Maybe that. Yeah, so when I was 13, I found a pack of cigarettes. And my neighbor dropped it. And I found a pack of Craving. And I put it in my pocket and I smoked the whole day. I smoke, and I stand up on the side and lean on the tree and like you see the man them would be over the shop pays and I do all of that, put me on my chin and I talk to myself like a big man and smoke, and when I finish, man, I sick. I don't know I didn't die. And from that, not even smell me now and smell a cigarette. No weed, never smoke weed, no interest.
So all I wanna see them guys there are spin up, because them boys are set up on the road corner, and I spin up something like them, man. You see me I say, and to be honest with you,
never interested.
Me and some of them are friends, because guess what? And like you can just pull yourself from the group you grew up with. You when you grow up as kids and then you get a little older, you see some of them start spin on the corner and I spin up the weed of them and and believe you me, I'm tell me know me can't smoke a weed. I go amongst them, brother. And the man them I smoke the weed and this smell of it, man, I tell you. You understand? Make me feel like say boy, me I go pass out. Me I say, yeah, that's what me know my head light in brother. Because man must go so and spin up in and them just roll up the thing in and them go so and take a draw. But the thing is, Jamaicans smoke weed for recreational purposes. They're not really, a lot of them not smoke it for the medicational side of it. And I think one of the benefits, one of the main benefits of weed is it helps with some form of epilepsy. So if you have family members that have epilepsy problems or whatever, you hear them talk about or some medical scientists or doctors talking about the marijuana, the cannabis, and
In
the
Jamaica, they
benefits
call
of
it
using it.
fits. They
What
call it
what?
fits, right?
Yeah, fits, same
Fits.
thing. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah,
It
yeah.
is. Yeah.
Yeah, them use
But
it. Them use it to treat people here as well.
Mhm.
They have a list about 7 things where the benefits of marijuana or weed. One of the main one is pain relief. So people
Yeah.
who suffer from chronic pain and them stuff, they can smoke it, or them have edibles and them stuff, they can get it, ingest it through. It's good for nausea and vomiting. It's good
Yeah.
for muscle spasm or muscle pain.
Yeah.
It's good for anxiety and depression. Believe it or not.
Me hear about that.
It help a lot of people who have depression issues. Some
Even-
countries prescribe it for them for that purpose, and it help them. It's good for glaucoma, epilepsy, as I mentioned before, or fits, and appetite stimulation. But in Jamaica, you normally see the opposite. When people smoke weed, they don't really eat a lot.
No, no. They do eat
No,
when they
no,
smoke.
they eat.
People have a
Humans.
high appetite when they eat. Yeah,
When
And them
when you
smoke.
when you
Okay.
when
when them
you
smoke.
smoke, it what happens to the body? It gets dehydrated quick, and they tend to drink a lot of sugar water and them stuff there to try and rehydrate them system, because it hit them hard, and then they have. Weed can be broken down into different categories. You can use weed to do many different things. Some people you see smoke weed before them go on work or whatever. Some people smoke weed to sleep. So the different strains and them stuff that people will smoke that to encourage whatever activities that they're doing. So in back in the days when we talk about weed, we just think say something will just mellow you out and you can't move for the rest of the day. You understand? But it's something different for these weed smokers. You know, some of them
Ma-
you'd see the best of them when they're on weed. Cause
Yeah.
the thing is, if you reason with some of all these Rasta man and them people there, you see when them before them do that, they're focusing on one thing. You understand? So they're meditating is what I say. They're all in a meditation where them say, all right, I'm gonna focus on this, them blaze, them do whatever, and then them will start read a book. Yeah, people who study after smoking and stuff like that. So then they use that to develop ideas or to reason on a different level. They'll say, you understand? So it just depends. You know, honestly, it just depends.
So,
My question
but
is, what do they have something in the pipeline regarding lifting the trade embargo that's currently on Jamaica to import or export weed to different countries?
Right. So
Because as you said earlier, Fabian, Jamaica is almost considered one of the meccas of weed production,
yeah.
right? And among the weed smokers, you hear high feedback or pretty glorified feedback regarding the quality of weed in Jamaica, right?
Yeah.
And it's one of the more natural form, because in the US and other countries they'll manipulate the strands, right?
Chemicals.
So yeah, a lot of them have chemicals and all of that stuff,
Yeah.
right? So in Jamaica it's natural, but again, it goes back to the question: is there a plan to uplift, to lift that trade embargo, and if so, when? And why is it that we're importing this,
From
this,
other
this, this,
countries.
this
That's the
from
thing.
other countries? Like, what's the
And
significance?
that
So
is the problem, and that's why a lot of these farmers are now kicking up a storm, because they're
yeah,
saying
man.
they have been working in getting a license so that they're able to legally export marijuana. But at the
And I
same
think I
point,
think I
they're
think
struggling to get this, and then
Mhm.
they're going to make a deal with Canada to be importing weed stuff
Yeah.
that we grow here natural. So it just don't add up. It don't add up, and I just
And I think Fabian, I think the CLA, which is the Cannabis License Association, I think they are trying to put in some thing in place for the ganja farmers in terms of for some deferment of fees, because once them start to want to import it and all of that, there are some fees and some other costs that is involved, and so the CLA is trying to lobby in I think with the I think what's his name again? I can't remember his name, but I think his name is Hardly Lewin or something like that. From the CLA, he's trying to lobby in for with the bigger heads now in terms of what can happen for the ganja farmers and how they can benefit. But I think no, this thing has come on the scene where there's this partnership with Canada and this importation of ganja. It has caused them to get angry and infuriated basically over the whole thing.
Yeah,
And
because
as a
they
Jamaican,
haven't heard anything
anything,
more
you know,
about the license.
Rightfully
so how
so.
are you
Ah,
going to make a deal and
deal
then
with,
we're still in the
and it's
waiting for
in the
something? Yeah.
right, it's in the pipeline,
Yeah.
and so that is why
Yeah.
everybody upset. And I say, what go on? You know, from when me I try to get this thing, me I think about myself as a ganja farmer now. You understand? As me say, me never smoke a weed still, but if me as a ganja farmer here say this come out, I say all these years, me I hope say this thing get legal, so me can me can start import my thing. You understand? Or export. And all of a sudden, we hear said this thing come where we have partnership with Canada, and Canada go send weed come up. What wrong with our weed? What wrong with our marijuana that is in Jamaica? You understand? There is something, and I've been trying to find out what is the benefit. Is it monetary gains? I've been trying to find out what is causing us to decide to partnership with Canada when we, as ourselves, have the best weed, would I say, in the world. You understand?
Yeah, it might boil
Historically,
down. Yeah, go
Mm-hmm.
on.
historically, Jamaica has a imbalance when it comes to import and export, right? In
Mm-hmm.
2021, Jamaica import for GDP was 4.4 billion. Import was 6.7. So it says that we're importing more than we're exporting.
Yeah.
So the
Yeah.
country has spent more money than we
Mm-hmm.
actually make, right?
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to trading. So this is just another element adding to the import. So
But
what is the end goal?
even on
Yeah.
top of that element, when you're exporting from Jamaica, you have to export the best quality produced for the
Yeah.
least amount of money. But when they
Mm-hmm.
are importing,
A whole
importing is
lot
junk.
of money. Yeah.
It's junk.
Yeah, man.
You ever see them? You ever see the chicken when they import like some part of it start rotten or
The worst
big and
quality.
full of the worst quality you can get, full of chemicals and
Mm-hmm.
things that they don't have any say in what they get. But
Mm-hmm.
to export something, it has to be the top quality of anything that you're sending off.
Yeah.
And farmers work so hard to meet that standard, and just one little thing
And then
might
say,
spoil the whole thing.
but as we say, our the big man upstairs, and how them can benefit the
Yeah.
big man out top, the big man them up at the top.
Uh,
How they
Hold
go
up.
benefit the
God,
As
smaller one them.
Addicted to Jeffrey says,
Wow.
sadly, any plan for weed in Jamaica is not for the small man, because can never afford
No,
the credentials.
and not for the small man, for the bigger people, the bigger
The
heads. You
problem
understand?
they have is they don't know what structure to put in Jamaica in order to legalize it. Probably there are some criteria that needs to be met. Is it a controlled area? And we'll land broad, you understand, and rich. So therefore, if we say we're going to grow, we can grow for miles. Everybody probably will start change from growing yam and banana to just the whole hillside probably full of. So I don't know if that is something that is hindering us as Jamaicans from entering this
But
market as
I
well.
don't, because I don't think it's more like Jamaican. Jamaican has the mindset, if this is I go, they will do it. But it is the politicians who are, I believe, are controlled by these foreign countries. They are controlled by
Yes,
these foreign countries who
that as well.
dictate to them what should happen. And all they have to do is just pay them some money.
Yeah.
Just pay
Exactly.
them some money. Some money
Exactly.
is
Then I said the
money
money
is the
answer
actual
it.
base of
Then I say money
huh?
answer it, things, and there's a price and everything. I always hear that saying. And trust me, the more I see government going to they make these move, you have to say, boy, like money answer a lot of things, because as soon as there is some move like this, you have to say, no man, somebody a benefit. You understand? Monetary wise, somebody a benefit, not the small man. You understand? And the ganja farmer are the small man. Where I look and I say, boy, how this a happen? If I may a fume, You understand with what is happening with this whole fact that Canada can allow to do this, and we over the many years have been trying to get this thing up and running, you know, and these are the
And
things why. Mm-hmm.
sorry.
No, man, I said these are
No,
the things.
to addicted. No, sorry, go ahead.
No, man, go ahead, go on. Listen,
Yeah,
addicted.
to addicted to geography's point, economy of scale. That's understandable, right? Because Jamaica is a small country. So we can't compete with the larger countries with larger land space that can grow more, right?
Mm-hmm.
The bigger the land space, the more produce you can make, the cheaper you can sell it. However,
Yeah, but
this
Okay.
is, I think there's an underlying problem. I think there's a mindset issue here, right?
for who?
Mm-hmm.
For who?
And I think we're too
For
focused
us
on
as
importing
Jamaicans.
unnecessary goods, right?
Yes.
Because
Yeah.
again, if I I believe that okay, if we need this weed product, Jamaica, the government should have some incentive program where them can gather the farmers, the weed farmers, them right, allot them lands, make them grow them farm legally, right. Once them go
Mm-hmm.
through the process of getting the license, once them get the license, them grow the product, right. Then them produce the product in whatsoever form it should be, right, to then use locally. We
Mm-hmm.
don't need the weed internationally, right? And
Exactly.
yes, it may cost us a bit more, but what that does, it starts the mindset of eat what you grow,
Grow
Mm-hmm.
what you eat. Exactly.
Yeah.
They've
grow
been
what you
trying that for
eat.
years now. No, they've been trying that
Mm-hmm.
for years, and the problem is just that we're not getting it right. We're not getting it right. There are so many things that Jamaica have that we've just been giving away for nothing at all, and
Nothing
and
at
I,
all.
and
be,
we
Mhm.
I
don't
It's
have
believe I
to.
not.
believe they
We
I
don't need to
believe
be
that
strong armed. We're too rich of a country to allow this to be happening. If we
Mm-hmm.
start taking back the stuff that we have and say, all right, keep your stuff. What do we really need from all these other countries? In all honesty, what are we exporting from? Importing from these countries.
As we say,
What is it that
Washing
we really?
machine,
mm-hmm.
TV, car.
And
We
as
can
we
more
say
than
already,
build
now.
own a factory. Did we not one time have a factory for building cars in Jamaica? I could have swear we once had
Not
that.
that I'm aware of.
No, no,
The
no.
last
Apparels,
time,
clothes and stuff.
Apparels.
I'm
yeah.
gonna I'm
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
share my screen. I'm
But
gonna
you
share my
know,
screen
while
right
you're
here.
sharing the screen, Leon, there was a guy that came up with the idea of in Jamaica to actually build his own cars, and when it went overseas, when he got the opportunity to go overseas and to promote his thing and his idea, I think the car would not run on gas or any form of petroleum products. And when he went overseas to try and promote his thing, they kill him, kill out his thing, they fight it out basically, and he did not get an opportunity. I don't know when I hear what happened to him. You understand? So if things like these can just push under the carpet like that, and no Jamaican, nobody not say, boy, no man, we need to run with this idea for him make our own cars or make our own stuff that we not have to import, you know, then it's a sad situation in our country. And this whole weed and ganja thing is a typical example of how
Yeah.
we treat our own, you know.
Yeah.
Um
Listen,
In
addicted to
2019,
go
mhm.
on.
hold on. In 2019, I went to Amsterdam and on holiday, and I used to hear about it, but when I go and I see for myself, these are the things you see on the street side, different shops selling weed products, all of these things, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the hell? Jamaica have one of the best, and they don't do anything like this for tourists because this area is more like a tourist area. People come from everywhere. They have a cafe. So
Mhm.
these cafes is where tourists go in and sit down, or regular people go in and sit down and buy them weed and smoke. And like them have all of these little containers and stuff you can buy. And I'm like, why don't the government or people in Jamaica travel who involved in politics and see these things and be like, but this is a money making factory, you know?
Yeah.
If you have something like
It
this
is.
in Jamaica, you have tourists from everywhere come and
Mm.
flock. Like a weed hotel. People might hear this and hear we are talking and be like, a madman here. I can't talk
Mm.
about a weed. Like it's a
But
bad thing. But
but
these countries monetize this thing and people from
mhm.
everywhere come and then buy and the country have money. They have some good road over there now. The
Mhm.
people over there live some decent lifestyle. These money go back and support the education system. They go back and support the health system and all of these things. So why can't we use some of that
Mhm.
and we make America or other countries dictate to us that it is bad, and also pay Jamaica money to fight against it. At the same time, they are promoting it in their country, you know.
Their countries.
So
yes,
these are the things that they should look at.
they are the ones who you listen. Marijuana used to be legal. It was okay back way in the hippies era, right? Until they realized that this product, let us ban it for whatever reason.
Why? That's the number one
But
question I
they
want
didn't
to
have
ask. You know.
control over
They
it
never have
at
any
the time.
control. That's the word, control. You see these countries, if they can't control something, they will paint a bad picture of it, and that's what.
So
happens. And obviously that trickle down to all the other countries where if these major first world countries are banning these things, then we have no way of using this to benefit us, which is wrong. Because there's a song by Jack Cure and Damon Junior Gang. Amazing song when you hear how the man talk about marijuana, the different things that you can do with marijuana. You see, we're addicted to geography says that the small farmer can't afford the electricity costs and them stuff there. The things that we can do with this plant
mind blowing
can solve all of these problems. And I mean, us as a country where we'll start going into this whole solar business, electricity should not be a problem. We should even be looking for JPS right now. Anyways, I will stop.
Import oil when you have oil when you have sunlight. When you have no sunlight.
But can I ask you a question?
Gentlemen. I don't know if you guys see the article say Canada has approved legal selling and producing of cocaine and heroin.
What you done say to me? I'm the
man.
You sure enough it is?
Yeah. No.
Man,
I think that was since earlier this week, yeah.
Yeah. So the question more of asking to people. And the subject the viewers can mention. What earlier you mentioned about the control of or the use of the marijuana. I want to know, is there a certain thing what can happen if you have, because I want to know why did they stop it in the first place. You understand? And if you say, for example, Leon, they say, boy, you know what, I want to have weed in my yard, I can smoke it anytime I want. You understand? What are the implications of you having weed easily accessible and have it anytime? What are the implications why we decide not to legalize
it? People at Jamaica have, well, because it is illegal, but people at Jamaica have weed tree in them yard, in them bush everywhere. You don't really see it that do people nothing.
Why can't we legalize it then? That's my thing.
Because it is being exported and make a lot of money for criminals. So these foreign countries say them it is illegal or make it illegal in these foreign countries. So a class B drug or something like that. I don't remember which class it fall under. And now because it stimulates people's brain and make people feel so good, they want to buy it from Jamaica or these countries. So Jamaicans now start ship it and sell it off and making money.
Yeah.
And they don't want that. They need to find a way to curb it so that they can control the money. And that is what they've been spending time over the years doing.
So, but at the moment, there are currently about 29 states in America that has legalized marijuana.
Yeah.
Okay. So if we are saying, okay, you want to have a control over how it is being exported or whatever, can you not put systems in place and say, okay, these 29 states that are willing to purchase it, yeah, we put a system in place and say, okay, we make it here or we send it to them or whatever fees is involved and who have to pay money out. Generally, we pay it, but we have to put something in place for the small man. We have grow the weed and the marijuana. Put something in place and say, okay, we go have a control system in place to ensure that the countries that actually legalize it or the states that actually legalize it, then can get it. We can't fight out the little man and put other countries, like as we say Canada now, in a position to benefit from this weed and the small man now benefit. That is my thing, You understand? Why the small man can't benefit and the bigger heads are going to benefit and another country are benefit? It frustrates me, bro.
Legitimate question, Ryan. Legitimate question, but laws and regulation typically don't favor the small man.
True.
Right? It don't favor the small man because at the end of the day, you need to keep that control. You need to keep that power. You need to keep the people who the movers and shakers, right? The people who are able to employ 100, 1,000 people, right? You put laws and regulation in place to favor them. So there are tax breaks. You know, there are all these little things you can implement, right? That will favor them versus there will be minimal rules and regulation our benefits for the small man. So, that's
hold on. I
an
think
answer to
Arlene
that.
says it best. Arlene says it best. If we as a country band together, there, then we would realize that the whole country in itself is a small man. However, we have enough resources to stand amongst these giants. And the minute we stop taking these bribes from these people, we will be better as a country.
Yeah.
In so
I
many
believe
But
Jamaica
guess what?
can be like,
That kind of kumbaya feel, guys. That kind of kumbaya fairy tale. And me get what Arlene's saying, but trust me, mindset need to
We're a
change
long
first.
we're a
Exactly.
long way from
Yeah,
that.
the
I know we're
mindset.
I
Yeah.
know
The mindset.
I know we're a long way from that. But if we start small, little things, we can get there. You understand? And this particular situation now with this Canada thing, it shows that we are taking steps backward. Each time if we are making if we take 2 steps forward, we are make 5 back. You understand? Because things like these make the small man say, boy, you know what? It will never get there. We will never get to that stage. You understand? And these are others me say, what can we do? What can a small man do? Yeah, it's frustrating and we can
you know
understand why
what?
them.
When I first came to the UK to teach, I don't know if you teach the subject around that I'm called PSHE.
Oh
You
yes,
know any?
Leon, before you go
Yeah.
say any further, can you
Eh,
want us to go straight into our next side of the topic, which is
wait,
why? Yeah,
let me say
is it
this
the
first
Alright,
and
reason?
then
alright.
we
Go
bring
on,
that
go
up.
on.
Yeah, so I had to teach this subject called PSHE.
Yeah, man, me teach it, man.
I think it's like social and economic and like British culture.
Yeah.
And one of the things that surprised me that I was being told to teach. You have to teach the kids them that you do not buy foreign products. You buy British products. Even if it is more expensive, you buy British products. And that is why, I don't know how many people notice, but when you see the Asian shops, the Jamaican shops, the Caribbean shops, wherever, you don't see white people are going there. More so you might find one or two. But out of the millions of people who are shop every day, them go to Tesco's, which is a British shop. Them go to the different British shops, but you now find them are going to the Jamaican shop. You now go find the Jamaican shop a grow because them are make money. It's just a little bit of Jamaican people around now, maybe a few Africans. So you have to start from the culture. So importing it from Canada won't even necessarily be a bad thing if you educate the people that the more Jamaican products you buy, the stronger your money will become, and the stronger. Why you think British pounds are strong?
Oppression.
And
Oppression.
Buy them
even
more.
when even when
Support them
even
more.
when the economy change and them a lose billions, then look how far Jamaican money is still there because these people still buy them own products, and that caused their economy to be stronger. So until Jamaicans start realize that, listen, stop buy the chicken where come from wherever, stop buy the yam, stop buy this, and start buy the Jamaican. Even though you're gonna spend one extra $50, if you continue that for 5 years, you're gonna realize that in the long run, your $50 become more stronger and you can get more things. British people can go on holiday anyway because their money is so valuable compared to other countries' money because them buy them own products. Once it is British made, them a buy. You know, find them a buy nothing come from Jamaica. You know, find them a buy nothing come from that country because them understand the concept of
Even
growing
the
their
rum,
own
them.
economy.
Even
Yeah.
them rum
Yep.
when them have them British made, but they say infused with Jamaican ideas or different island ideas, but it's still British made rums. There's stuff there. I've seen as well. So
Yeah.
I
But
don't
yeah,
know.
but people, we can always look into this matter and see what will come from it later on. But we want to look at the other side of our topic, which is the why did
But
some of us
before we go
migrate?
there, Ryan,
Yeah, remember.
please guys remember to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for joining us today. Always glad for you guys to join us on this lovely Sunday. So don't forget, help us to promote this show.
Yeah.
Let us have an impact on society in any way, shape, or form that we can. Yep.
All right, people. Yeah. So our next side of our topic is why did we migrate and was it worth it? So all of us here on the show, we're not in Jamaica. You understand? Only Rory, who is the host, of course, co-host is in Jamaica. And many people ask me all the time, Ryan, why you migrate? Why you never stay at Jamaica and help it make it um where or to get it to where you'd want it to be? And I'm saying the top is always an issue for me. You understand? The small man, the middle class earner, and you consider yourself middle class, but you feel like you're lower class, to be honest with you. You know? And before I even go into why I migrate, yeah, I just wanted to say that some of us on this show here might be in other countries, and you have your reasons as well why you are there, and you're thinking about your family, you're thinking about how you can bet the betterment of your family for the future. And so I'm gonna start off by kicking off by saying that first in 2007, I traveled to UK, and I said, because the first thing I did, I wanted to buy a house, and I said, you know what, me have to get a house as comes what me. I'm gonna need to have a partner. Cause at the time I'm not married yet. I said, I'll do it by myself, and I went to NHT people. So I reach at NHT and I say, all right then, this time I tell boy, this is what I earn, and at that time them have some house over by Bourg, and they say, all right, yeah, I get one of them places, and by the time I show them my salary and go through the procedures in order to get the house, them tell me, say, boy, I'm not qualify. I say, what? I'm not qualify? I say, boy, I'm supposed to can pay this money based on my pay and whatever. I say, nah, man. As me leave 2007, that's when we go check out about it. As me leave 2007 and go to the UK, in 2008, I buy a house back in Jamaica, purchase, I was able to qualify and look at my salary and say, yeah. So sometimes people not understand why you make a move, but there are because after I stayed in Jamaica for a few after I stayed in England for a few years and I sent back money to Jamaica because of course the pound strong. You understand? When they send it back to Jamaica, it can do so much and no more, so much. You understand? So when I sent back money there and see what it can do, I said, boy, I might as well stay and do this and do that, and send back money. So the whole summer of Jamaica, I'm able to build upon it and do that and whatever. But guess what? In being in England, you feel far from your family. I feel far from my mother, I feel far from my father. So I say, all right, after a few years, I go back to Jamaica. I go to Jamaica, people, and believe you me, I have to pull up back route again and come back in the car. I say, nah, sir, money can't do nothing, man. I say,
Can't do it
me
yet.
go, nah, me can't do nothing. Me go in my house and I say, yo, me want to buy, me want to treat myself to something. And I say, yo, me have to think, if I budget for treat myself. You understand? To want like a weekend or like a getaway, me have to budget. When I was in England, I come to Jamaica, I treat myself every time. You understand? Me go to a hotel and I enjoy myself. So people, sometimes you have to make a move in order. If you're there, Jamaica, you make good money. Fair enough. You understand? If you make good money and you can take care of the bills, you can build on your house, and you can buy a house and whatever. Yeah, man, fine. But if your qualification or your job doesn't allow you, because the truth is, I don't believe that there's any man here or any woman here would say they don't want to own a house or own a car. Lie? Everybody wants to own that. And if your job cannot allow you after 5 years, 2 years or whatever, you can't get a house, you can't get a car. You have to think twice, am I going to start a business? But before I go into the business that I started in Jamaica, I want to start with Leon. Why did you move to the UK, sir?
From I grew up and I hear song and I see people like go foreign and come back with big chain around them neck and them a floss and all them things. And I say, yo, me, I forgot foreign too. So that is where my foreign mindedness came from. Mm-hmm. We did feel say money grew up on tree. When I say money grew up on tree, I thought that the street was paved with money. And you can just get money anywhere. I didn't know where it come from that you have to work out, but I just believe that foreign was like heaven and you come and you find things. So I wanted to go to foreign. Mm-hmm. And to be honest, when I was going to college, I went on what they call the Joyce program and went to America to work and stay there for the summer. And I was there for the summer and I worked at KFC and I did make a lot of money, and I went back to Jamaica and I could pay my school fee and I could pay back the loans that I took to go to America and things, and I could find money for a good amount of the year before things get back rough. And then I went the second year again, and I didn't work a lot, but I still made enough money to go back to Jamaica to pay school fee and all that. So from that experience, I realized that the economy in this country, and if you're looking to make money and go back to your country, then it would benefit you as an individual. And so when I became a teacher, and I was working in Spanish Town, bad place, working in what do you call it, YMCA school, pure bad boys and gunman and thing. After a while, me and one of my neighbor kind of end up in a little bit of conflict. But it was either him kill me or me kill him. Thing, and I decided that I want to leave this place because I'm a murderer. And I saw jobs advertised here. My sister was here as well, so I applied and I got the job and I came. And I said I was gonna stay for a year. And in Jamaica, I was trying to buy a car, and I couldn't get the car because I didn't have the money to buy the car. The car was probably around $600,000, but I had to get a loan, and then I couldn't find assets to use as collateral to get the loan. And after trying over a year and couldn't get it, I said, yo, this is not for me. So when I came to the UK in 2008, I said to myself I was going to stay here for like 2 years and make some money and go back to Jamaica and start a business. But then after a few months, and I realized how when we get paid, I could have sent back a change to give my parents and things, and support my family. And I could go to the movies, rated, gym, and a swimming pool, sauna, and steam room, and thing. And I could go to a restaurant and eat, and I was meeting a lot of different people and things. And I felt like why would I go back to Jamaica to suffer or to go through that hardship? Suffer, man. Compared to the life that like I'm able to live here, it's sufferation, sun out and thing. Even though here was cold and whatever, but I made up my mind that I'm gonna stay. And so I realized that I could earn enough money to support my family and to do what I wanted. And then also I still had in my mind that I was going to go back to Jamaica to start my business. So so that's why I end up leaving Jamaica.
So you hear that now? So you said that's not the average Jamaican. Shall I say that the average Jamaican buy house? You see that's the thing, I don't know if no Jamaican would have said, boy, I don't want to own a house, But the thing is, I forget one. I forget one of the problem, You understand?
Yes, man. Yes, man.
And all right, I'll show you a little thing now with inflation now in Jamaica. I bought my house and I paid about say $6 million for it, 5 point something to $6 million after closing costs and everything. And you want to know how much my house value now? I want to know. You don't want to know how much it value now, and that is from 2000.
Almost 3 times that. Almost 3 times that.
It reached last time I checked it, the value it's about 12 million, 12 to 13 million. Yeah, and that was about 2 years ago. So I'm just saying this to say that if you are living in Jamaica and you make good money, can take care of them, so it's on a yard. But if your profession or your career does not lend itself to be able to buy a car or be able to have a house and these things, you might have to start thinking, am I in the right thing? So let me tell you what happened to me, people. So let me go, so we there, we have to be real, yeah? So me there Jamaica, me a teacher. Teacher money, no, nothing too tough. So I say, I'm going to start a little business on the side. So I start up my little tech business, and I start my little restaurant. So two something I run, people. I run tech business and I run.
Oh, yeah, sir.
Yeah, man, I run my tech business and I run my food business, And we have a little restaurant. So my partnership with my mother, and they say, all right, run it. And I say, all right then. I'm supposed to be able to see some form of benefit in a few months to a year time. Not true? Yeah. Right. No, you come up with this capital to start a business. And of course you expect you go have expenses after a while, and you go have to actually come out of your pocket at some point until eventually turn around and you're supposed to make sure say they those who are in the business who are there running it, then can get paid, the light bill paid, and all of my overhead basically is paid for. I still get money in my pocket. People, I run it and I wonder what go on. I say, after me pay them people, yeah, and me pay me overhead. I said, but me nah make nothing too tough. So I say, you know what, me watch it, make it grow. Me watch it, make it grow. Me go on, me nah go give up. So me go on. That time every day people I want to know me left work early. Me like to teach some people. I say, me nah do no extra class after school. Can't go to extra class at school. Me gone, I'm a little business, gonna see me little thing, you understand? I'm a little roast that, you know. You understand? So, me have a couple of students where me say, boy, them go do CXC or GR and so forth. And me say, I help them, you know. So I say to them, say, yeah, what go on? What find out I could do, me can help them, but me have to go on my little roast in the evening to find out what go on down there.
Like a roast.
Yes, I'm a little roast that. So me left and me go down there and me say, all right, things are, me go down there in the packing of people in there and things are going and me say, yeah, man, business are boom, you know. And people, after me pay, because remember, son, my building, you know, I have to pay rent, you know, brother. I'm a pay rent, I'm a pay the as me say, all I'm overhead, and I'm still look at me the money now to reach nowhere. And I say,
money not catch.
Nah, catch me, I tell you, brother, because I want the money supposed to turn over now for me can start do other things, you know? And that me say that little change and now do nothing, man. It don't make no sense. You understand? So things that you invest 100,000 then or 500,000, and when you every month, you look, you see you get 5,000 or 10,000 after you pay everything. Nah, that make no sense. But me run it for a year or two, and then me say, so now, and me look, and me sit down with my wife, and me say, listen now, that me I go back to England now. She said, what you mean? Me want the money if you can do certain things and whatever, and me come back a yard. Ask Leon, by the time you see me go to Jamaica, go say me go back to Jamaica. Me reach back to England again.
Go back.
Me reach back to England again. You understand? And me say, yo, that foolishness, it don't make no sense. Right there, so the business just gone to, and I tell some people, I say, why me I close it down and whatever. I say, but tell the truth, you know, me do it for about a year or two. After 2 years. And it just now make no sense. So I am saying this to say that if you have tried things, you understand, people have business, I mean, know people don't at Jamaica successful, they're not left. You understand? But if you are in a situation where you can try a different country, I have friends all over the globe. Germany, Kuwait, you understand? What the place name again? Dubai. I have friends at Dubai, all over the place. And them I make good money. You see me I say? Can have house, buy house at Jamaica and buy house so. Me have Virgin, me have two house at England and buy house at Jamaica. Why would you not take that opportunity? Of course you're going to take it. You understand? So I'm just saying this to say that you try things. People, if you know, say things now go on and you're fire, try something else. I'm going to give you a statistics here. Did you know that we have roughly between an estimate of 1.3 to how much Jamaicans live at Jamaica? 1.3 to 2 million themselves.
Live at Jamaica?
Yeah. How much did them?
3 million.
Over 2 million.
You 2 million there. 2 million.
Almost 3 million people now.
And
almost 3 million. Almost 3 million people.
And if you check the diaspora now in terms of Jamaicans in every corner of the world, did you know that we actually more than that?
Oh yeah.
Jamaicans across the world, huh? Yeah, man. And Jamaicans generally move to 3 countries: United States, Canada, and England. And these 3 countries alone. No, but these 3 countries alone more than the amount of people in Jamaica. That will show you how, as opportunity come, people just say, you know what, we'll try something, gone. You understand? If opportunity come, you're gone. Because guess what? The opportunities in Jamaica are slim to none. I am here in the United States now, and money there I can make. I'm teaching the teaching money that I have, that I make at the moment. Can't still take care of things, but me still opportunity. Me see me bridging them, you know. So we do jobs where people would have looked down upon Jamaica. We do Uber. Me bridging them do Uber. Jamaicans I say, well, you run taxi and everything. My bridging do Uber, the man them do Lyft, the man them do Amazon Prime, and my drop off delivery. And I say, yo, me have sign up on a thing and bridging. If you get into the man, I make money. You see me I say? So I am saying to you that listen, money there are certain places to make. You understand? Enough to be United States, you might not get the opportunity to come up, but go somewhere else if you can't make the money at Jamaica, try somewhere else. We love yard. Me not give up, me not trade yard for nothing. You understand? Me come a yard every now and again and me come, but my friend them over here and in England and I say, Bridget, why you come to England? Why you come and look at Jamaica nice? Jamaica nice, you know, brother. Not tell no lie, Jamaica nice. When me go to Jamaica, me enjoy the place. But the reality is
nice to have money, man. I'm money.
That me go tell you now. So when the money, cause guess what? The first time I go to hotel, you know, when me come to England, we go to Jamaica, you know. Me think me go to hotel when me there Jamaica. Me no go to hotel. When me go to England, me come to
Jamaica. You go
hotel. For a week, me have some bridging them. Every time they say them man a drama. The man them a travel and a go to hotel. Every time their family can't turn with them, you know. And the man them a turn a week at hotel and the hotel go look for them. And that is how much they might make good money. And the reality is people want to make money. People want to can live comfortable. Allow me to tell nobody can.
So why Granny and Fabian leave?
Well, make them talk. Why you leave, Fabian?
All right, me go first. Leave Fabian. Family. So I leave because of family. Personally, my bias towards Jamaica, right? Understand everything where Ryan said just now, right? In terms of building a country, lead the opportunities. Because even though my bias towards Jamaica in terms of would I rather be there, understand there are opportunities here, right? So, and the opportunities here provide you, with more finance, right? Put you in a better financial position. So, can't really complain about that. But relocated here because of family. And been here now for almost
Not really
9 years.
clear.
So
When I say family, a family file for you, or what? Or you find
Oh, you
somebody
go.
married to a move,
jeez.
or
Detective Leon.
Rory.
Yeah, man, why you be
Yeah, you
specific?
got to into too many details, man. Leave the man alone. Gritty say family is family. Leave it as that. Leave it as that. All right.
but people might want to do the same thing too, so they want to know what going on.
Give me specific, yeah?
No, man, no. Through marriage. Through marriage. Yeah, so it started out as that. Yeah, so been here for a few years. But Jamaica career was good. But you make a decision that all right, cool. You make a decision, come here, start something, see how it go. Yeah, it is what it is. Couple years later. Ultimate goal is to, go back a yard. But I do understand people who are conscious we want to know.
You can't come on the show and get some little piece of story.
Yeah, man.
I really was trying to avoid it. But yeah, came here through marriage. Yeah, but that has dissolved. So ladies, don't worry. Yeah.
Free.
Hey, man, I make them know say watch I'm single and
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Fabian.
But yeah.
Touch it, Fabian. What you said? Let them left you out of it.
All right. So well.
Rory not there, but Rory in the chat. Rory said a woman making left Jamaica.
No, sir. No, that was not the case. Everything was okay in Jamaica. Had business and everything was running well. No issues there. I never had that foreign mindset where I thought I needed to go away to make an opportunity. So I saw the opportunity in Jamaica, However, after an accident I had, I went away and went to the US to recover and all those stuff. I was with my sister and everything, and then from there I decided, right, what am I going to do next with my life? So I decided, all right, let me just go back into school, however.
Man, them are dealing with a rough star.
Yeah, them are dealing with the rough, man. Them are dealing with the rough. So you get hot. I say adjust himself and everything. So after that, I was doing a long distance relationship for quite some time. And, I left from one sunny country to another and then came to the UK, and everybody would ask me the same question. So why would you come to this country? And I say, of course, my missus. There's no other reason.
So I don't like Rory. I tell you, a woman make you left there.
Not Jamaica though. Not me leave Jamaica because I could have been in the US, and could have did the same thing I was doing. So
okay,
I came here to the UK because of woman. Yes.
woman make woman make some man do some things, but that's a different topic. So we're not going to that still, right?
Yeah, but was it worth it? I will say yes, because if I compare my life to then and now, I can say that I'm better off. The thing is, what I would encourage all of us, because I'm bad for it as well, is to make sure that we're actually putting back into our country. And I think that a lot of Jamaicans who go away, we just live the high life. We need to try and put back into the country. How can we invest back into Jamaica?
Invest back, yeah.
I am not guilty of that, I am not guilty of that.
I'm not saying you're guilty of that. We don't say you have the business. If you want to
tell people what you do. Tell people what you do.
So I've
And
started
this
a
is all
business
from him leaving. These ideas start to flow. Go on, Leon.
Go on, tell the
from
people.
leaving.
Go on.
Well,
Yeah.
from I was in Jamaica, I used to do like selling phones and stuff,
I think you also
computers,
sell drugs,
repair
you know, but go on.
computers.
Go on. Sell it.
Not weed, not weed. Yeah,
Yeah.
so I used to do that, and I had the idea to build a website similar to like Amazon now. But I think at one point I paid $1,000 to get it set up. And when it was up and running, the same guy who I paid to do it was from Canada. He hacked it and then tried to demand more money from me. And I decided that, you know what, when I go to a foreign country to work, I'm gonna do it from there. But the idea has evolved over time. So I've currently set up an education system. And over the years, trying to get it to work. So this last August, I finally got a contract with the Jamaican government to provide the service in schools for teachers and students. And it's starting to gain traction, like the schools starting to come on board and stuff. And it is very cheap for Jamaica at Jamaican value and Jamaican price. Like when Jamaicans buy stuff from overseas, it's like high, lot of money. So to benefit the country, I put it at Jamaican value, and I don't make a lot of money from it, but it is something that will support the education system and revolutionize it and make it a lot better. And teachers and students in a few years will be benefiting greatly from this type of innovation.
So Leon, in a nutshell, can you tell the people what it is?
So in a nutshell, it's a really big thing, but to break it down, how I'm using it to start off, I'm starting off in the education sector. So it is an appraisal, management, lesson observation, student feedback, anything to do with teaching and learning is trackable. So it takes away all of the paper process and turn everything into digital. So like if you have a quick example, schools do appraisals for the teachers every year. They get feedback from the students, from other teachers, and they collect evidence to show that they're keeping up with their professionalism or professional goal. So the system is digitizing the whole process, and it makes it easy for the school to gather data about what teachers need to improve in and what they're doing well in. And it does not work in just one school. It works across what they call a QEC, Quality Education Circle. So you might have 10 schools working together. So then you can then see the 10 schools data. You can pick out who is doing well in what area and get those ones to support the ones who are not doing well in that area. And not only that, it works across regions. So like Jamaica have about 7 regions. So the region director or the education officers can see performance in all of these schools for their regions, and then work to improve it by knowing who is good at what, who needs improvement in what is going well, and work with those people. And then also across the whole country, the Ministry of Education can see where there is lacking and what is going well, and know where to target services to improve the system for both teachers and students. So it is a lot more than that, but in a quick nutshell, that's how I can explain it quickly.
Okay, all right.
Sound very good, man.
And it doesn't exist anywhere else. It could have existed here, but because I learned to support your own first and build it there, that's why I do it there.
Yeah, and it's
Nice.
I like the idea. I like the idea. It's a good idea, and I hope the Jamaican government will actually put it in more schools. Because trust me, having that data digitized, because normally you have it on paper and so forth, digitized, so you can always go back and have a look at it. But before I go into anything for next
Can
week,
I
guys,
answer, Brian? Can I answer Rory's question?
Yeah, go
So
ahead.
it depends, Rory. I can understand someone like myself who, personally, I would have stayed in Jamaica, right? If I never feel, in a nutshell, woman. But I can understand why people leave, and we have heard the stories here with Ryan and Leon, specifically, and I've seen and know of other people who leave because of opportunities, right? And it's just a matter of, boy, you know what? Myself or my family is in a situation right now, and I need to put them in a better position, right? And people just make that decision, and sometimes it come at a cost, because sometimes that individual move away from them family. So now you have that sort of separated interaction or limited interaction, but it's half and half. The opportunity is there, so
yeah.
But
So
Leon, I think
to add on to that,
yeah, go on.
sorry.
Go on. Sorry, go
Just to
on.
add on to that, what Granny is saying really it matters because it does depend because someone can go away and still make nothing of themselves. So you have to have the right
And a lot of
mindset.
people do that
And,
because you see a lot
and
of
a
them
lot of
here,
people do that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and
Use
people in
wisdom.
Jamaica just think that it's just a bed of rose
No.
when them travel, but that's not the case. You have
Yeah,
to, you have to suck
listen,
salt.
big man
I
like me
think
cry
that's
tears.
Yeah, man.
Big
you
man
have
like
to
me
wait.
cry tears when we have to wake up and walk in a snow
I
and
walk
cold.
in a cold.
Oh,
Yeah,
Literal
man.
tears.
People.
Yeah, man.
Literal
My
tears.
friend will say
Leon.
you
I want
walk
this
past
video
people
myself.
I want this to
depressed.
come in.
Yep,
Yeah,
yeah,
man.
man.
Yeah, man. Me know, Leon, me can
Struggles
relate,
we would
brother.
never do.
Never
Yeah.
know. When me there in England, man, tears come on my eyes. Remember one time I was placed in a school where, in an era where they're predominantly white and racism turn up. You understand? But I said, you know what, me know what me there for. Me know the ultimate goal is to give my family a better life. You understand? And if it's to start right here, then I'll start right here. But ultimately, I'm going to go somewhere. And so the real thing is that some people people don't like to be real with people, you know. But me I telling us that sometimes a lot of the times people want to start somewhere where they're gonna give themselves a better chance in the future, 15, 10 years from now. You can't just think about say, you know what? Currently I am here, but what about me 10 years or 15 years from now? Will I be better off? And that's what hit me. The reality hit me. Can I just be living from hand to mouth for the rest of my life like this, or I'm gonna give my family and myself a better chance at being more successful and a happier life? And the truth is, being in I'm saying I love Jamaica, people. Don't get me wrong, I love Jamaica, but it is not for me. It wasn't working. And for some people, it is working. It is working, and if it a work for you, you stay. But if it not working and you want to try something else, and you go somewhere else, and you say, "Boy, no man, that's a better." So the question was asked: Is it worth it? Was it worth it? It was worth it for me. It might not be worth it. Me see some people over here, even when they may on the road, me have to give somebody some money, cause them must struggle. You understand? People over here, they upon the streets are big same way, just like Jamaica. Nobody thinks that it not there. You understand that England, we see them on the streets same way, and you have to give them something.
Yeah.
And Jamaicans over here commanded that wasn't the best. They just run off or them do whatever, and then put themselves in a worse situation than they were in Jamaica. So you have to weigh the pros and the cons before you make that move. Yeah. And if you have a profession, you can always say, okay, you know what, me come on in our work, we can go back on my yard, because guess what? When I left England, I went back to Jamaica 2 times. Let me go back the job was there. As a matter of fact, my principal come and say, right, enter, come. You understand? Because guess what? Me never show no stone behind me. Me say, yeah, anytime I'm ready to go back, me have a career and me can always go back to. But if you do, you don't. Yes. So you have to think about the pros and the cons. That is just my take on it. Wait. So.
I think with what sorry, Leon. I think with everything said, I think we're all on the same wavelength when we say that it's about opportunity and putting, everyone's family in a better position. But this also raised the question and the concern of what is the government doing to plug the brain drain, right? Because every man on the panel right there so is a tertiary level educated man. And every man, so outside of Jamaica. So Jamaica losing that knowledge and that skill set, right? And now we are provide that knowledge and skill set to a different country. So even though we are provide some level of investment to the country, it's still not the level at which if we were in the country. So Jamaica need to address that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's the reality of it.
Like I like, even though I say, I'm starting a business in Jamaica and I got an agreement with the government in going forward and so on, it's sad because in the UK, and I would assume other countries, when you have persons having ideas, the government have a lot of different systems in place that are effective in turning these people into entrepreneurs. It can be the simplest idea them have funding. Because one of the time I had another idea that I was going to start when I was here, but that time I didn't have my leave to remain in the UK. and I proposed the idea to the council, and the council was giving me £100,000 to start the business, and they were giving me more than 100,000. They were giving me a lot of different money, but at the same time, because I was not a British citizen or I did not live here, they wanted to hold on to certain percentage with the attempt to return it after I gained citizenship or something. But having looked at other persons who did the same thing, for some reason they end up in a trouble. They end up in a trouble, them get caught with things that them never have, them end up back at Jamaica. I didn't want to take the risk, so I didn't do it. But it is so easy when you have an idea. The government have lots of different agencies will support you, and they don't steal your ideas. And it is sad to say, when I first proposed the idea to an education officer in Jamaica, one of the first things them do, I look for one programmer, go to the programmer, can we develop this for ourselves? And I had showed it to the programmer before, like when we were doing stuff. One of my friends come back and said to me, say, you see your thing, and you them I try to re-engineer your thing. And so in Jamaica, people before they take the product, them realize that it have to get to the point where them realize that it is not as easy to steal. And I'm not just one. Many different persons at different levels in Jamaica try to take the idea, try to claim it for themselves. Even just 2 weeks, not 2 weeks ago, a week ago, we have a person in a high level ranking person in the ministry came and tried to claim ownership, like it belongs to them and so on. And so Jamaica can work, but it's like you have to dip on a certain level with certain people, plan to lose certain things. But it is safe in these foreign countries to come up with the idea. Well, people can still steal the idea, but it's way safer here
Yeah, safer.
to implement and do stuff than Jamaica itself.
Yeah.
You have to.
Hold on there, Greeny. Just want to point out for Addicted, where we have tag right here. 12 people watching and only 4 likes. The math's now add up, people. So again, don't forget to like. It's just a simple click, like while you watch a show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Go on,
just
Greeny.
to
Sorry.
yeah, go on. No, go ahead. Grenade.
No, that's Leon. Yeah. May definitely get where you say. I agree to you to some extent, but don't put it past when people over here. So they will thief your product quick.
Yes.
So that's why you have patent, right? And that's why you have trademark and all of these things. Cause then people, they will just throw a bag of money behind your idea and just kick away your foot.
Swipe it up.
Right?
What KD mean by that though? Best way to survive in Jamaica is to steal. I wonder what she mean.
It's actually true.
Government.
It's actually true.
It apply to some people. Yeah. But if you have a good job,
all the pastor are thieves. So I don't know why I say some people.
Every pastor thief. Every pastor thief. We don't watch it today. I look up on the pastor.
I didn't say all of them.
Good. You understand? Every era,
maybe one or two.
Aspect, you have thief. You understand? You have thief in politicians. Everywhere you have thief there. You understand? The education system, you have thief there everywhere. You understand? So I know why I make the general statement there about pastors. But anyway, people. Next week, people, before me drop it here, next week we go have some people that come on, and guess what happen? Where that some girl I said them are browning. Yeah, we want to talk about if you actually bleach, are you a browning? Yeah, so we go have some people when say them bleach, come on the show next week, and then we go tell away what go on now if they might get traction when them bleach and what was it like before them start bleach. Yeah, so join us next week when we are going to talk about bleaching and browning. Cause guess what? Some people say browning and a bleach. When you're browning, you never did that bleach. It's not nothing with bleaching. It's just naturally brown. But some of the bleachers them say when them bleach, them are browning. So that is something we're going to deal with next week. All right.
A new idea, people. So the people who are here, now you know what part of the topic for next week is going to be about. Interviewing people who bleach or body modification. Can you interview a person who might be willing to do so? Like video them, record them, and send the clip to us so we can play it, so we can hear what they have to say. So in the week coming, if you see anybody who is willing to appear on camera or to talk about why they do body modifications or bleaching, and you can record it and send the video to us. Now, what is our email address? You can even upload it to YouTube and send us the link. What is our email address, Fabian? Is it yardelinks@gmail.com? You can send us the link while Fabian check our actual email and type it in the chat. Yeah, send us the link and we will preview them and put them on the show. And because we can't have everybody joining as a guest, but you can participate by creating a video and sending, so we can play your
But
part.
Leon, you hear about interview other people. If them themselves are bleach, you do your own video and send it to them. If
do your own video and say why you bleach.
Hey, yeah, some people them own it up now. Them own it up now. People not afraid for talk, so them are bleach.
Yeah, because
them
get more attention and it work for them. So why do you do it? How does it affect your life? Does it allow you to get more jobs, more sexual partners, opportunities? Why do you do it? How does it make you feel? Does it make you feel better about yourself? Those type of questions.
We'll be fleshing that out next week, people. So before you leave, people, don't forget to like, share. You understand? Hit the notification bell so that you know whenever we're on, you can join same time, same place. All right, people, we're out of the building. Walk good. Have a blessed week and Sunday. Leon, you want to say something again?
There's an address in the chat.
Oh, the address is in the chat. So you can always send your video there and we will actually vet it, see if it's worthy of showing on our show. Make sure not
make it entertaining, man.
You understand? All right. Big up on yourself, people, and walk good. All right. We're out. Take care.